What's better than being a freaking genius? Looking like one, with no effort at all!
This episode of Scam School brought to you by the Coors Light Cold Activation Window and GoDaddy.
Welcome to the only show that makes less sense than bungee jumping with the dingo. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, and if you have ever wanted to look like a wizard of numbers, some kind of freaky Rain Man idiot savant, this is your episode, because we are about to make you a genius. That's not legally binding. You will not become any smarter as a result of this episode. Just listen. Oh my gosh, it is so great to meet you guys. I'm Brian. What's your name? Allison and Brian and Melissa. All right, so I met this guy when I worked the Magic Castle. His name's Rob Solomon, and he gave me some tips on pulling off some crazy, like, idiot savant Rain Man math skills, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We need to start by picking a number. So I'm gonna draw a very shabby grid. I'm gonna write the numbers from 1 to 16 on there. And to make sure we get a totally random number, we're all gonna take turns working on it. Actually, and I'll let you guys go first. Brian, here's what I want you to do. Any number from 1 to 16, I want you to circle that number. And then I want you to, we'll just draw a line through all the rest in that row and all the rest in that column. Okay? So you circled 11 to start. Now, Melissa, same deal for you. Circle any one you want. All right, so we'll eliminate the rest of that row and the rest of that column. All right, so we got a few choices left. She goes with the 5, so you're gonna eliminate the rest of that column, the rest of that row, and then the last one, of course, comes to me. I don't really have a choice, so it goes to 16. Here's what I want you to do, Brian. The 4 numbers that we all picked, I want you to add them up right here to come up with some secret number. Don't tell me what the secret number is yet. And while he's doing that, I need somebody who has a stopwatch function on their phone. Somebody who can time me to see if I actually got this down. Now here's the game. I'm gonna try to solve a very complicated math puzzle in a very short amount of time. I'm gonna say ready, set, go, and when he says what the secret number is, I'm gonna start doing my math mojo, and I want you to time it to see how long it takes till I get it done. Ready, set, go. What's the secret number? 34. All right, and go on this. 3, 4, 2, 5, 8, 7, 6, 9, 11, 12, 10, 13, 16, 14, 15, and done. Time. How many? How long?
24.
24. All right, not my personal best.
Seconds.
Not my personal best, but I think I got it here. All right, now I know at this point, if I were you guys, I'd be thinking, wow, 24 seconds, you wrote a bunch of freaking numbers down. But the reason it was so hard is because I tried to create what mathematicians call a magic square. Let me explain. What was the number we came up with? 34. So if we start at the top with just the rows, 16 plus 3 is 19, plus 2 is 21, plus 13 is 34. 5 plus 10 is 15, plus 11 is 26, plus 8 is 34. 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 7 is 22, plus 12 is 34. 4 plus 15 is 19, plus 14 is 33, plus 1 is 34. Now the column, 16 plus 5 is 21, plus 9 is 30, plus 4 is 34. 3 plus 10 is 13, plus 6 is 19, plus 15 is 34. 2 plus 11 is 13, plus 7 is 20, plus 14 is 34. 13 plus 8 is 21, plus 12 is 33, plus 1 is 34. Now the diagonals, 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 11 is 21, plus 13 is 34. 16 plus 10 is 26, plus 7 is 33, plus 1 is 34. Here's where it gets retarded. If you look in the middle, 10 plus 11 is 21, plus 6 is 27, plus 7 is 34. If you take the 4 corners, 16 plus 13 is 29, plus 4 is 33, plus 1 is 34, and all 4 of these corners right here, all of them adds up to 34 in how long was it? 24 seconds? That alone, I think, deserves a free beer for me, right? What does cold refreshment look like? Dude, you know you've been there. You head down to the corner store, you want to get a 12-pack, you think it's going to be cold, it's right there in the freaking refrigerator, you get it back home only to discover some lazy, shiftless Nimrod has put a warm beer right in front instead of the back. All the cold beer is in the back. Those geniuses over at Coors Light have solved the problem with the cold activation window. Not only can you actually reach in and physically touch the beer to make sure it's cold, but you can turn it around and see that the mountains are blue and that your beer is as cold as the Rockies.
Make sure to connect with Coors Light on Facebook to find Coors Light with the cold activation window in your area, or find out about Coors Light events happening this summer.
All right, if there's one thing magicians love, it is taking credit for talents they don't actually have. And that's why this effect is tailor-made for magicians. The first time I saw this, I was like, this guy is a freaking wizard. He's got genuine mathematical talents and abilities that I will never achieve. And then I found out that it's possible to exactly mimic this effect and have it be a giant fat lie. And then that's when I knew we had the ultimate scam school effect right here. Here's all you have to do. The first part is we gotta pick a number. And so you set up a regular square with the numbers 1 through 16. Now the amazing part is you really do have a completely free choice of what numbers to circle. But as long as you pick one and eliminate the rest in the row and the column and keep going through the whole board, whatever numbers you get, it doesn't matter which ones, they will always add up to equal 34. That's right. That's just a mathematical fact, basically. So in this case, we got 13 plus 10 is 23, plus 3 is 26, plus 8 is 34. But it gives the appearance, especially when you have a group of people, that you're freely coming up with a general number the entire time. So it's important as you walk through it that you not know what the number is, right? So you're like, oh, I don't want to know the number, right? Then the second part is making the magic square. Now there's entire books written about magic squares. They're really interesting artifacts that have, no matter which way, whether it's diagonal, the rows, the columns, the corners, they all add up to a specific number. And there are some mathematical wizards out there who on the fly can generate magic squares using all different types of numbers. We're not those guys. We're the idiots at the bar cheating, right? So because we're gonna cheat, the first part is you go through that little rigmarole to end up with the number 34. You've got to act like you have no idea what the number is. And to be honest, this little timer thing, that's sort of a red herring. That's like me, I'm going for my personal best. It hints at the fact that I'm about to do some hard math. It hints that time is a factor, and it acts like I'm trying to beat a personal record, like this is something mathematical that I'm really trying to practice. And by the way, here's a quick hint. The moment they say the number, if the number's not 34, the trick's already screwed. You don't need to go through the whole like writing the numbers thing. Exactly. So if it's not 34, don't even try. So I know it seems like it's going to be hard to memorize an entire magic square in order to fill them all in. But Rob Solomon, who calls himself MIT Rob, came up with this super easy way to generate a magic square that ends up with 34. All you're going to do is write 4 sets of numbers in order in a U shape. 2 backwards, 2 forwards. That sounds weird. Now watch. All you need to do is do 1, 2, 3, 4. First U shape. Second one is 5, 6, 7, 8. Second U shape. 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the last one is the other backwards one. 13, 14, 15, 16. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, when I actually created the magic square, I did not do them in that order because I thought it would be a little too easy to figure out that I'm just writing out a pattern. So what I did was I would do 1, skip 2 and write 3, and then write 4 and then go back and write 2. 5, skip 6 and write 7, then 8 and go back and write 6. 9, skip 10, and it just made it random enough. Like, did it look to you guys like I was just kind of haphazardly, randomly filling them in? But just remember, it's super easy. You do 1 over, 1, 2, 3, 4 over, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess it's what? You'd have a mountain, I guess a hill, a valley, a hill, and a valley. 2 going one way, 2 going the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Make sense? So here's the important thing. Now we'll review you. I will be happy to hold your hand as you go through this. But which one of you guys thinks you have the sauce to demonstrate the trick for us after the break? Because everybody looks immediately reinforcing negative gender stereotypes. It's gonna have to be Brian. Are you ready for it? All right, dude, we gotta do it. But first we gotta thank our sponsors.
All right, by now you know the game we're playing with our Domain Smack contest. We're looking for the most absurd, the most outrageous domains that are being used to insult your friends. Because they're so easy and so cheap through our sponsor at GoDaddy.com to purchase, you could do it just to spite your friends. You can mock anything from big business to celebrities to the secret loves and desires of your friends. Which is exactly what I got in this letter from Erlen Finvold. A friend of mine is a huge fan of Kevin Rose, so I registered inlovewithkevinrose.com and linked it to his Facebook page. That's exactly what we're talking about. I want to see you guys get creative. Send them to me at brian@revision3.com and we'll feature them right here on the show. But the important thing is when you register your domain, make sure to go to GoDaddy.com and use the promo code SCAM10 at checkout. That'll get your domain for $7.99 each, and they'll forward it anywhere you want absolutely free. Get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com.
All right, it is final exam time for Brian. So you remember, there's two parts. The first part is you have to force which number?
34.
That's right, and you remember how to do that, right?
Yep.
The second part is you remember how to write the grid, right? Mm-hmm. And what's the most important thing?
Fill out the numbers correctly.
Well, okay, that is the most important thing, is actually write down the numbers correctly. Second most important thing is you gotta sell it. You gotta act. You gotta act like this is mathematical wizardry. By the way, anybody who's going to school, whether it's college, high school, or junior high, I dare you guys to do this on the blackboard, to full on sell this like you're a mathematical wizard and perform it for the class in front of your math teacher. I will wager you will get an instant A right on the spot. All right, so what are we doing here?
So I want each of you to pick a number and circle it on the board. And then cross it off down and across.
There you go. I'm gonna screw up your whole game, Mr. Math Magician. There we go. That's right, you didn't see the 14 coming, did you? All right, and you're stuck with the 3. Or 8, whatever that, I can't even read your handwriting, so that's an 8.
There we go.
All right, you want me to add those together for you?
Yeah, totally.
All right. I got the number, it's a secret number though. I'm not gonna tell you. What are we doing next?
I'm going to be showing you this cool little trick.
I bet we need a stopwatch, right? You got it?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
The number is 34.
Okay, go. Stop.
Okay, so it's 14 seconds.
14 seconds! That was better than my record! Well, so what's so fancy about your magic square, Brian?
And when you look at all these, 16, 3, 2, and 13, that's 34.
Well, that's just one row.
All these rows add up to 34.
What?
Yeah, look at them.
All the rows add up to
Yeah.
34? Yeah, but that's just the rows. I bet the
And,
columns don't add up.
Columns do too, look at it.
What?
Yeah, 34,
What?
34.
I'm gonna call you a math wizard, my friend! Boy, I sure would hate it if you turned out to be a big fat liar. Now remember, you know this thing's totally easy, but you've got to sell it like it's hard. The more you act like this is the most agonizing mental dexterity you've ever had to perform, the better it's going to play for the audience. Second of all, I want to thank MIT Rob for sharing this little gem with us. Head on over to mitrob.com for more of his advanced wizardry. And lastly, I want to hear about your success stories, especially you guys pulling this off at school. So post them at the boards at revision3.com/scamschool, where you can see all of our episodes right back to episode 1. If you want to hit me up with your favorite bar scam, write me directly at brian@revision3.com. And if you're doing the Twitter thing, you can follow the show at twitter.com/scamschool, or find out when I am in your hometown doing spontaneous Scam School meetups by following me at twitter.com/wood. Next week, we're going to be learning from a sleight of hand expert how to steal a watch using the simplest of props, a trained army of leafcutter ants. Which means I just got to find an ant mound around here somewhere. There's dirt here. It's freaking, you got no dirt in San Francisco? What's going on?
guys, how would you like it for me to come in person and perform for you live in your hometown? Believe it or not, it's easier than you think. Here's all you have to do. If you go to college, find out who's in charge of student activities on your campus and point them to my website at schwood.com, where they can check out the 5-minute demo reel and get an idea of what's in the show. These are the people whose job it is to bring events just like me to campus all year round. If you're in high school, find out who's in charge of proms or graduation night parties. I work a lot of those and I'd love to work yours. If you work in a corporation, find out who's in charge of holiday planning parties and point them to the website. Then have them contact me to book a date. And finally, if you're some crazy millionaire, just call me directly. I'm on my way. And of course, you may just get lucky. I may already be headed to your town, in which case sign up for email updates at schwood.com and follow my Twitter feed where I post my schedule regularly. Thanks, guys. Hope to see you in person real soon.